Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer, kicking off the $1.5 million guaranteed pick 4 at Belmont Park on Belmont Stakes Saturday with the Grade 1 Just a Game Stakes, and you can bet that wager with your very own DRF Bets account. Sign up and join the Belmont Stakes action with free cash. Learn more at drf.com/bet. Here's the field for the Grade 1 Just a Game, going 1 mile on the Widener turf course. We've got a field of 8. Chad Brown has the 2 morning line favorites. Let's start with the number 7, A Raving Beauty. I know you were very impressed with what you saw from A Raving Beauty's North American debut in the Bogey. She set a nice trip off a slow pace, but she really kicked on home.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it wasn't surprising to see her ship over here for her North American debut for Chad Brown and win a Grade 3 race. There was nothing surprising at all about that. To me, what was surprising about it was the way that she won that race. I mean, she was strong right from the start of that race, got into a perfect trip right up close in behind the lead. And once I read Ortiz told her it was go time, I mean, she just flat overpowered that field. That was a really impressive win. Now she's going to step up in class here, face some better horses than she faced in that race. And they're actually going to cut her back a little bit in distance for this race. I don't know how that's going to work for her, but to me, there was just absolutely nothing to pick apart about her first start over here. She was unbelievable in that race.
She was kind of a speedy horse overseas, and it was nice to see that she retained her speed, albeit chasing a moderate pace last time out. This time around, though, I think the pace will be a little bit faster, and Lull will be the one likely to set the pace, as we see from our Timeform U.S. pace projector, and Lull just seems to fit very well at this 1 mile distance. Last time out in the Grade 3 Honey Fox Stakes, I mean, she set legitimate fractions and kept right on going, holding off a solid late rally from Recipsa. That was a big-time performance from Lull, a breakthrough performance. And if she gets loose here and they leave her alone, she can make him pay again.
Yeah, that's all very true. I mean, I think you're right. I think that's probably the best race she ever ran last time in the Honey Fox. They just didn't take any of her speed away from her, let her roll on the front end. Now, Gulfstream turf course can be conducive to that kind of stuff, so maybe she took advantage a little bit, but still, that was a nice performance. I'm going to take a little exception with that pace projector. Don't you think that La Coronel is going to be a lot closer to the pace this time? I don't know what they were doing with her last time, taking her way off the pace in her most recent start. I think they're going to be more forward with that.
Well, I think last time from post 11, they just thought, listen, if we hustle out of there early, we're going to get hung out wide, so let's just take back and hope for the best. You're right. I think she can be closer, but I do think that Lull will end up on the lead. Lull also has a great trainer in her corner. That's Christophe Clement. Limited positive formulator fact for Lull. Past 3 years older, last out winning turf routers off 2 to 4 month layoff in graded stakes. Clement wins 2 of 7 with a 365 ROI. Lull, the one to catch. We talked about Chad Brown's morning line favorite, A Raving Beauty. He also has the number 3 Off Limits, who's just a rock solid Grade 1 winner at this 1 mile distance, and this will be her 3rd start of 2018. The Hillsborough, little bit of traffic in her first start off the layoff, and last time out in the Jenny Wiley, while no match for her stablemate Sister Charlie. Sister Charlie had a lot of things go right for her that way, despite being very, very talented.
Yes.
Off Limits had a lot of things go wrong.
Yeah, I think all those things are true. You know, it's interesting. She was so good last year for Chad. I mean, just ran one good race after another, and obviously she sort of capped it off with the Grade 1 win at the end of the year last year. I watched the Hillsborough, and first of all, I think 1 1/8 miles might be a little far for her anyway, but I watched that race and just think, I think Chad won the race anyway, obviously, but I think they were prepping her in that race. I mean, Joel Rosario was riding that day. He had a chance to get her on the outside and make a run into that race through the second turn. And he didn't even look like he wanted to do that. He kept her in behind horses, just let her run to the finish. Last time, I think you're right. I don't know if I don't think she was beating Sister Charlie in that race, but I think she was second best in that spot. She got in a little bit of a tight spot in the stretch. I think it cost her. She was running again at the end. 3rd off the layoff. Now I'm hoping she takes a big step forward.
She did finish ahead of 3 of these common foes in that race despite the trouble. She saved ground. It looked like Rosario wanted to get out and split horses on the turn. There was no room there. He went back inside. Very tight spot. He tried to squeeze through, and then the next thing you know, Sister Charlie bowled her way out right into Off Limits and then charged down the track to win it. Good effort from Off Limits. She is very dangerous in this spot, and of course she is trained by Chad Brown. We have a solid formulator fact for Chad concerning Off Limits. Past 5 years older turf routers, first start off a 45 to 60 day layoff, graded stakes at Belmont Park, almost 30% winners and a positive return on investment. Let's talk about Proctor's Ledge, one of the horses that finished behind Off Limits in that Jenny Wiley, and Brendan Walsh has gone on record saying he doesn't really think she likes Keeneland. A lot of horses don't like the Keeneland turf course. You're a big fan of Proctor's Ledge, and you scored on her last time out at Churchill Downs. She She beat 3 of these common foes. She had a little bit of given the ground to work with, and she's always like that.
Yeah, that's true. She does like that, but I think Brendan was probably right. It helped to get her away from Keelan, where she just doesn't seem to run her best race. She's come back in really good form this year, I think, Dan. She was a good 3-year-old. I liked her effort in the Hillsborough off the layoff. I thought she moved a little too soon in that race, got run down right at the wire, but she took a step forward last time. She set a really nice trip in that race, but On Leave, the horse that she ran down, I mean, that horse was in front of her in the stretch. On Leave's pretty good in her own right. She came and got her.
Limited positive data for Proctor's Ledges trainer Brendan Walsh, as we see from this formulator fact, 20% winners over the past 4 years, with last out winning older turf routers off a mini layoff. Let's talk about On Leave, the horse that Proctor's Ledge came and got in the Grade 2 Distaff Turf Mile. Still underwhelming us. We thought that she had a chance to be a big-time horse at the end of 2016. She has a very nice record since. She just has not turned into a Grade 1 type, but she does have the tactical ability to work out a good pace-tracking, ground-saving trip under Manny Franco, who's riding in great form.
Yeah, he really is. I guess, you know, those are all the things to like about her. She's obviously a talented horse. Maybe she's just never going to get to where it once looked like she might be able to get, but I mean, you start picking her races apart. I mean, she fits really well in this race. She can get a good trip in here. She'll have a look at it in the stretch. I just feel like there might be some horses who are a little better than her in here.
Cambodia had a really nice campaign in 2017 for Tom Proctor. Did a lot of work, ran a good 3rd in the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Turf. Might have been a tired horse when 4th behind Off Limits in the Matriarch when flattening out in the late stages. She came back in the Jenny Wiley. She had a very nice trip, and it just didn't work out off the layoff against that field. You can forgive that performance. If Cambodia gets back to her best, she has some price potential in this spot, but it is a tough spot.
Yeah, that's all true. Maybe she just needed that race off the layoff. Jenny Wiley wasn't her best performance, so we'll see if she can take a step forward. You like her more than I do. I'm not going to knock her, though, because she's going to be a big price in here.
Marcassi has 2 in here. We've got La Coronel, winner of the Grade 1 QE2 Cup back in 2017. She's 0 for 4 this year. The Distaff Turf Mile, though, we mentioned it, she was maybe taken out of her comfort zone when taken all the way to the back of the pack. I have to admit, I was very, very disappointed with her Jenny Wiley, considering her prior affinity for Keeneland. She just did not fire in the lane.
Yeah, that's true enough. I mean, she had a good trip in that race. She had her shot at it. She wasn't good enough. We'll see if she can just find a way to bounce back and run her very best race in here. I think you will see her go forward in this race. You know, I'm not that big a fan of hers, Dan. Maybe she'll rebound here, do a better effort. I can't bet her in a race like this. If I had to pick one of the 2 Cassie horses, I would pick Dream Dancing. I don't think she's necessarily good enough to win a race like this, but she's pretty good in her own right. They're just going to take her back in this race and let her make one run. Maybe it'll work out.
She's a prior Grade 1 winner as well, winner of the Del Mar Oaks last summer. I thought her race was okay at Churchill Downs last time out. The problem is she's just not that fast. Her best buyer speed figure is 92, and she's probably going to have to do a lot better in order to win the Just a Game. Let's take a look at our top selections as we kick off the $1.5 million guaranteed pick 4. We both like Off Limits in here. We both saw the trouble she had last time out. We both saw the quality she showed in 2017. And it's all about hopefully getting a little pace for her.
Yeah, we'll see. She should be able to get a good trip in this race. So let's see if she's better than her stablemate. That Raven Beauty was pretty good here first time over here.
You're going 3, 7, 5, and 4. I'm going 3, 7, 5, and 4 in the Grade 1 Just a Game Stakes. How do you play in the pick 4?
I really like Off Limits in this race. I'm not pitching Chad's other horse, but I'm going to put a lot of weight on this horse. I like her in this spot.
I agree with you 100%. That's race number 8, the Just a Game. Again, kicking off that pick 4, a bet that you can play with DRF Bet. Sign up for a new account. Join the Belmont Stakes action with free cash. Learn more at drf.com/bet. Approximate post time for the Just a Game. The first leg again of this $1.5 million guaranteed pick 4, 4:02 Eastern on Belmont Stakes Saturday. Best of luck.